For the Circuit and Tabata Express class, we do one circuit, one Tabata. For the circuit, I give you 5 exercises. You do them each for 45 seconds with 15 seconds of rest, transition time in between. You then get a longer recovery before repeating. In total, you're going to complete 4 sets because some of the exercises we will alternate right, left, right, left. For the Tabata, I give you 2 exercises and you alternate between them using an interval structure of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 times. In between those 2 chunks, I'll give you a full minute to recover, and during that time, I'll give you a preview of what's coming up next. So for equipment, you're going to need a set of heavy-ish weights. I wouldn't go max heavy though, so I'm using a set of 15s, and you're also going to need a set of gliders. You're going to want 2 because for one of the exercises, we're going to have both feet on them. I'm using dish towels because I'm on hardwood floor. If you're on carpet, paper plates work well, or you can buy those plastic disc gliders. We're going to start with a warm-up. We'll finish with a cool-down. No equipment needed for a warm-up. Let's start standing. I want you to interlace the fingers and flip the palms forward. As you exhale, you're going to start to press the palms forward, rounding through your mid-spine, but keeping the arms parallel to the floor. And as you inhale, you're just going to stack the spine up tall and then reach those arms overhead without flaring open through the ribs. We lower the arms, exhale, press it forward, opening up through that mid-back. Inhale, stack the spine up, arms overhead. One more time. And this time with your arms overhead, let's do a little side bend. Over to one side and then the next. One more each side. And then coming through center, release the fingers. Hip hinge with an arm sweep. Arms go back and up as your hips slide back and forward. Maintaining a long spine. We're going to hold in the hinge position and do arm circles. So next time you come into your hinge, I want you to pause and I want you to trace nice big circles with those arms. Switch direction of your circles. And then from here, bring your hands to heart center. I want you to bend and press through the knees. Bend and stretch. Opening up through the backs of the legs and the pelvis here. Now you might need to take your feet a smidge wider. We're going to do a hip hinge to a squat. So I want you to pause with a soft bend to your knees and then make it a little bigger. Lift the chest, come into a squat, press it up to stand. We hinge, we drop to our squat and stand. Now next time you come into your squat, I want you to pause here. We're going to do an inchworm to world's greatest. So hands to the mat, lift the legs so that you're coming into a forward fold, and then you're going to walk your hands out to a plank. One foot steps outside hand, twist the arm up to the ceiling, take it back through plank, other side. When you come through your plank, legs stay straight as we inchworm our hands in, and inchworm back out, same thing. One more time, we're going to pike the hips up, inchworming in, inchworm it out, world's greatest, once to either side, last time. And then I want you to pause in your plank position. I want you to step your feet in so that the knees are bent. You're in a bear plank. And from here, we're just going to twist open. So I want you to windshield wiper your knees over to the left as you row that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Come back through center, other side. So we're just twisting side to side here. We're going to come into some dynamic movement up next. One more time each side, a little bit of light cardio. Come through center, walk your hands in, roll it up to stand. You're going to give me a squat to a hip circle. So we're going to squat down, cross midline, other side. I'm going to give you 3 moves. We'll go through them twice. Side lunge, reach and twist. Up next, give me one more here. And then find a nice wide stance. Side lunge, sliding side to side, opposite hand towards foot. We will turn to the right in a lunge position with the right foot forward for a knee drive. So next time you slide over to the right, I want you to pivot, reach your arms overhead, and we're going to drive our back left knee in and out. Just elevating that heart rate a little bit here. We'll start from the top of that squat to hip circle in 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat to hip circle. Side lunge, reach and twist in 3, 2, 1. Wide stance, reach and twist. So we'll pivot to the left this time for those knee drives in 4, 3, 2. Take it over to the left, arms overhead. Back right knee drives in and out, in and out. I'm going to show you a preview of the 5 exercises in our circuit in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's your preview. First exercise, you're going to have both weights. It's a squat and then an Arnold press at the top. Now, depending on how heavy you go with the weights, maybe you can do both arms at the same time, but it's a little easier if you alternate Arnold press on the right, Arnold press on the left, and then drop to your squat. From there, we're going to drop down to one weight, going to go unilateral for the next 3 exercises. It's going to be a side lunge, sliding pulse, and then you remove that foot from the glider, rack the weight coming up to a knee drive balance position, back to the side lunge. From there, we pivot, so it's going to be a sliding back lunge pulse, and then row with a knee slide. Pulse, row with a knee slide, staying pretty low. From there, the weight goes down, it's body weight only. We hold that low lunge, and we're going to sweep the back leg from a curtsy position into a side lunge position, stabilizing through that front leg. And then 5th and final exercise, back to both weights, both feet on the gliders. It is going to be a sliding plank to pike, and then the feet come in. You're in a low squat, row. Send the legs back out to a plank. So 45 seconds an exercise with 15 seconds in between each one. It's kind of rest, but it's mostly just a transition from one exercise to the next. Let's do it. So I've moved my mat out of the way so I have space to slide. We're not going to be laying on it or anything, so don't really need it. No sliders to start. We're going to have both weights, and we're going to do that squat with the Arnold press at the top. So notice my palms are facing in towards my shoulders here. Open through the chest, so I'm connected to my mid-back. I brace through the core. I squat down. I come up. Exhale, Arnold press. So in Arnold press, I'm starting at the bottom. My palms face my shoulders. I rotate at the top. My palms face forward. Now, if doing both at the same time is too much, I want you to go one arm, and then the next. All right, we're going to drop down to one weight, and you need one glider. You're going to have the weight in your left hand. Your left foot is going to be on the glider. Right leg is going to be our base leg. So in a side lunge position, you're going to come up halfway, down all the way, single leg knee drive. Return to the side lunge. Slide it up and down. Exhale, rack the weight, knee drive. A little bit of a balance challenge. So leave the glider out wide so that it's there when you bring your foot back to it. If the balance isn't happening, then I want you to come in, plant the ball of the foot like that. So right leg is going to be our focus for this one and the next 2 exercises. All right, so now from here, same position, but now we square the hips. It's a back lunge. We're going to stay low the whole time. So we're going to come up halfway, down all the way. You're going to row and knee slide. Up, down, knee slide. So left foot is still on the glider. That back left heel is lifted. We don't have a lot of weight in it. We really keep the weight in that right leg. We're staying open through the chest, so we're not letting our shoulders round forward. We're bracing through the core. Up next, we're going to ditch the weight. We're going to continue to hold in this low lunge position on the right, and we're going to do a sweep of this left leg from side to side. When you do the sliding lunge press, don't come all the way to a straight leg. Okay, so we're going to ditch the weight. We're in this low lunge position, square through the hips, and now we're going to slide that left leg to the right and to the left. So think side lunge alignment and then curtsy alignment. So you have 15 seconds in between each exercise, but if you don't need 15 seconds to rest, don't take all 15 seconds and just use it as a transition to set yourself up for the next exercise. Keep sending those hips back. Notice what's going on with your stabilizing right knee. I don't want it wobbling all over the place. So keep it tracking in line with like your middle toes the whole time. We're going to need both gliders up next and both weights. Woo! Okay, so both gliders, both weights. It's going to be that pike, and then you're going to slide your feet to a low wide squat. So have the weights together. One foot on each glider in a plank position. You're going to pike the hips up and down, and then bend the knees, slide them in, come into a squat, and give me a row. So I would recommend just having the balls of your feet on the gliders so that when you come into that squat position, your heels are grounded on the floor, so you're not going anywhere. Woo, and rest. Okay, so you have 30 seconds. We're going to do that whole thing from the top. When we get to those middle three exercises, the left leg will be the focus though, instead of the right. So we'll do that squat to Arnold press. No gliders needed. Palms face in towards your shoulders at the bottom, and then you rotate forward. Let's go. Squat, fire through the glutes as you come up, press. If both arms at the same time is too much, go right and then left. Whew. Okay, one weight stays in your right hand, and then your right foot is going to be on the glider. Left foot's on the floor. It's your focus. So we're going to do that side lunge. Send your hips back. When you're in the side lunge, picture the side of your body up against a wall, okay? Ooh. So we got a balance challenge here. As you come up into that knee drive, exhale and think of firing into your glutes. Whew. Okay, so now right foot is still on the glider. It's going to be a back lunge to that knee drive. Palm faces into midline. So we're going to come up but not all the way, down, row and knee drive. So with my torso, I'm leaning forward. I'm not rounding forward though. So I have a neutral spine just in that hinged position. Think shoulders over the front knee. Okay, we're gonna go body weight. So we find that lunge position. If you need 15 seconds to rest, take all 15 seconds. Otherwise, we're in that low lunge position, and we're gonna sweep that right leg up and out to the right like a side lunge, and then across to the left like a curtsy. So you do not need to be in your absolute lowest possible lunge on this left side. But make sure you're not creeping up too far either, okay? So keep sending the hips back, sending the hips back. Very little weight in the right foot. Try not to wiggle through the waist and the hips. So we're really keeping things square, and we're just sweeping that leg. Woo, okay, both weights, both gliders. Again, I'd recommend just ball of the foot on the gliders. So we're going to do that pike, legs straight, hips up and down, slide it into your low squat, row. You're gonna get a nice long recovery on the other side of this. Full minute. We'll be at the halfway point. Do what's more comfortable for your elbows. You can have the weights pressing together for a really narrow row, or they can be shoulders distance apart, whatever works best for you. And rest, okay. You have a full minute here. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Woo. So we're at the halfway point in our circuit. We'll go through that twice more, once on either side. And then it's on to our Tabata. Okay, round 3 coming up. We're gonna grab those weights, squat, press. So rack the weights at your shoulders, but palms face in towards you. Open through the chest. Let's go. We squat down, press at the top. When you do that squat, knees are not caving inward. So they track in line with middle toes, or even think pinky toes. All right, weight is going to stay in your left hand, left foot on a glider, right foot is our focus on the floor, side lunge, and we rack the weight. So you send those hips back. It's a sliding pulse, and then exhale, come up to your knee drive balance position. You can always plant the ball of the foot if you need some balance assistance. So it's an explosive movement to the top. Pause in that balance position. Really make sure you're stable. and then lower down. Okay, so now it's going to be that back lunge. So right foot forward, ball the left foot on the glider, left hand has the weight. We find that lunge. It's a sliding lunge up and down, but not all the way, and then a row as you do a knee slide. Woo, starting to burn. If it's too much, then you can come up all the way and lower down to the bottom. Weight goes down, body weight only. We're in that lunge position, still right foot forward, left on the glider. Big hinge forward with the torso, and we're going to do those sweeps. Curtsy to side lunge. Trying not to wiggle through the hips too much. So you got to brace through the core, and we got to really stabilize through this right leg. So you're grounding down through the foot. If you're having trouble stabilizing, I would definitely recommend barefoot so you can really use that big toe. Ground down through it. Last exercise, isolating this right leg. Woo! All right, let's pike and row. So ball of one foot on each glider. I would have the heels hang off. Hands grip the weight. Keeping the legs straight, you pike those hips up and down, and then you slide them in. Narrow row. When you do the pike, keep your heels lifted. Rest, take 30. Woo. Okay, we have just one more time through the circuit to go. Toughie for the legs. Squat to press. Palms face in towards you. Let's go. Squat it down. Stay open through the chest at the bottom of your squat. Take it up. Firing through the glutes and the core as you come to the top. If you're feeling pressure in your lower back, do one arm at a time when you do the press. Woo, all right, down to one weight. This time it is your left foot that's going to be on the floor, right foot on the glider, right hand has the weight. We're going to do that side lunge. So up a little bit, down to the bottom, exhale, rack. All right, so now we're going to take it into our back lunge. Left foot forward, right ball of the right foot on the glider. Right hand has the weight. Square the hips. You're going to hinge forward, so think shoulders over front knee. Sliding lunge. Knee slide and row. When you do the row, stay open across the collarbone so it's elbow back and up. Okay, we're going body weight only. Still in that lunge position. And our right leg is going to sweep up and out to the right and then across to the left. Curtsy to side lunge, stabilizing through our left side. So our outer hips, really not just the outer hips, our hip joint, I should say, is doing a lot of stability work here. Trying not to let that pelvis rotate around the thigh. Keeping it still as just the leg sweeps within it. Keep reaching those hips back. All right, pike to row to finish. Final 45, then you're done with your circuit. You got this. Again, I recommend heels hanging off the gliders. Legs are straight as we pike the hips up and down. Feet come in wide, low squat. We row. Almost there. Woo, and done. All right, you have a minute here. I'm going to show you the 2 exercises in our Tabata. I brought my mat back out for this final Tabata. No sliders needed. First exercise is going to be a skier swing, my favorite. You have a weight in each hand. It's like a kettlebell swing. Arms are going back. Hip thrust to bring them forward. If you're uncomfortable with the swing, then just work on your hinge. Hold one weight at your chest and just focus on that hinge, driving through the hips, down and up, maintaining neutral through the spine. Second exercise, everyone's favorite, burpees. You can do any variation of burpee you'd like. If you want to do a push-up or you want to eliminate the push-up and just jump to plank, all that works. I will be doing chest to floor burpee. To keep that one low impact, you can just step, step to plank, and you can always do a modified push-up, knees down. I'll have modifications playing here. 20 on, 10 off. Let's do it. So grab those weights. You always start by swinging back, okay? Open through the chest, brace through the core. Do the hinge, the modification I'm showing, if you're uncomfortable with the swing. Drive through the glutes, but don't forget to brace through the core. Woo! Rest. Weights go down. Burpees. Let's go. Woo, rest. Okay, grab those weights. Skier swings. This is going to be a tough Tabata. We got it. Go. Start by hips sliding back. So if you drive the hips forward without bracing through the core, sometimes we end up hyperextending into the lower back. I don't want that. So think core and glutes. Core and glutes, rest. Oh, waist down. All right, burpees. Go. Rest. Okay, we're halfway there. Halfway, we can do it. Grab those weights, skier swings. Hips go back, drive them forward. So my arms aren't even coming up that high. It's not a pull of the arms, it's a driving of the hips and a firing of the glutes that is creating this power. Rest, weights go down. Burpees, go. Rest. All right, final set. One more time, each exercise. We can do it. 2 pushes. That's it. Go. Oh, rest. Oh man, grip strength is going on that one. That's never good. Burpees, final 20, then we cool it down. Go. Oh, done. Woo. Awesome work. Take a second to catch your breath. I'll bring you through a quick cool down. If you're standing, why don't you come down to the mat since I'm here? We can just stretch down here. Let's bring our right foot forward, left knee down. Square the hips. Engage through the glutes and then press your pelvis forward for a hip flexor stretch. Left arm reaches up, grow tall, and side bend over to the right. Coming up tall, let's shift the hips back, straightening out the front leg. Square the hips and fold forward. You can lightly wrap your hand around the foot, drawing it towards the shin if that feels good. If that's too intense, don't worry about it. All right, let's take it over to the other side. Left foot forward, right knee down. Square the hips, engage through the back glutes, and then press your pelvis forward. Right arm reaches up, grow tall, side bend over to the left. Coming through center, shift the hips back, straightening out your front leg. Square the hips, hinge from the hips, and then you can round forward. And then from here, let's come to a comfortable kneeling position. Tent the fingertips one to either side. Let's do a fluid side bend. And if you'd like, we can add in a rotation down towards the floor. So we side bend, rotate, reach, reach, reach this arm. Rotate and reach. 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 One more to either side. Come through center. Let's finish with one breath together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let it go. Woo! And that is your class. Awesome work today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.